criticizing Karen because she feels as if Karen's support of Monique is somehow her being non-supportive of her. And those two aren't mutually exclusive. Like, I can do two things at once. I can say what Monique did was horrible, but still hold her hand as a friend and support her through this. Like, and this is not mental gymnastics. These are very clear concepts to grasp. Like, it's not that hard. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Being Simone Iman, and I am the Simone Iman. I cover TV show reviews, product suggestions, a little bit of vlogging when I go on trips. Just a plethora of things covered on my channel. It's basically my diary, whatever I feel like talking about. But recently I have been reviewing the Real Housewives of Potomac season 5, and this is episode 13, sit downs and showdowns, I think it was called. Let's get into it. So the episode opens up with, look, my little boy is screaming. He's monster trucking it, and he just had an oatmeal pie, so he on 10,000. Nonetheless, let's continue. The episode opens up with Gizelle going to meet Juan for Robyn's, what was it called, Rosa Night, Dragon Night, whatever song she's getting, because just I don't like reading people on their finances because I'm not a millionaire. But Gizelle and this Mini Cooper pull up, and this is the thing that gets me about Gizelle and these horrible fashions. In this peacock fur she had on, she had on like a Lady Dior, a Christian Dior handbag, like the huge one. That's probably like $10,000, at least $5 or $6 grand. Girl, I'd rather you have a little Alma BB. A little $1,000 handbag if your fashions was better. Anyway, they go pick out a ring for Robyn. At this point we know that she and Juan are getting back to, well, they've been together, but they're back to making it official, I guess. Look, it does, Robyn's storyline just doesn't do it for me, but congratulations to them. I think Juan is very modest. Juan was like $20,000. One is like, his range is 8 to 10, which I personally thought was still very steep, seeing as this woman owes the IRS. And Gizelle was on the after show, and someone on Watch What Happens Live, and a caller wrote in, or someone wrote in and asked the question about should Juan be buying her a $10,000 ring if she owed the IRS $90,000, and she's like, no, because Juan told her that's on her. Case in point. Like, she's alone in this. It's gonna take us some time to shell over 90 grand, but we'll see later on in the scene with her parents when she said in the next 3 months it should be handled. Oh no, she said the lien would be lifted, not that the debt would be paid. Gotta pay attention to these girls. Next thing is Monique getting ready for the Not For Lazy Moms live podcast, and the Samuels estate has floors, honey. Uncle Pearl ain't know where to go. Like, where you at, girl? Monique. Like, the estate, they have a beautiful home. Uncle Pearl, she said that is Chris's godfather. Pearl is such a classic older black gentleman name. Like, I'm sure he's like Pearl the Third or Pearl Jr., maybe even Pearl the Fourth. But those kind of names, I feel like they're worth holding on to in a family. Monique says that she's embarrassed. Finally, Monique. Finally. We know, girl. We was embarrassed too. I had secondhand embarrassment for you. And she says that she's finally starting to feel bad, and they go back to the clips of the pastor. I don't even think it was the pastor, honestly. I'm telling y'all, after that happened, she cooled down. Her adrenaline came too. She might have talked to her mama. She couldn't sleep that night. She was so embarrassed and disappointed in herself. I know this. She calls the girls to invite them to her live podcast, and honestly, I wouldn't have wasted my breath. Monique needs to stop trying to prove herself to these women who she's never going to be good enough for, especially that Wendy. Like, I was trying to can with Wendy, but I can't. I don't like it. I don't like this high horse that she's on. And you know, that's what they be saying about them. And I don't like stereotypes. But she's really on this like crusade of this is not what black women do. This is not a black woman thing. This is a human being thing. They act like Monique just ran up on Candiace out of the blue. Like, they've literally been going back and forth, and even in that 5 minutes of whatever happened between them leading up to the dragging, it was heat coming from both sides. Like, I just don't like that. Child, look, the baby at the door. What you want? Give me a second, and you need to stop making so much noise, okay? Anyway, so yeah, like, there was heat from both sides. So Wendy, she calls Robyn first. Robyn's fake. Robyn's dry. There was a stark contrast between the way that Robyn responded when she was on the phone with Monique and the way Karen responded. Stark contrast. But I get it, because Robyn don't really like Monique anyway. She says, let me think about it. And I get it. Even with Robyn's confessional, she's like, do I think that Monique has changed in 2 weeks? No. It's literally impossible for Monique to get to the bottom of whatever happened to her, heal, and move forward in 2 weeks. So I get it. She's rushing it. She's trying to prove that this is not who she is. It's okay, Monique. Stop trying to prove something to them. She goes, Karen said, my face will be in a place. Karen says she's coming. And then Wendy. While I don't appreciate Wendy being on this high horse, what I can appreciate is that Wendy is direct. Like, Robyn kind of was like, I'ma see. Wendy was like, I'm not interested because you had no remorse. And I feel that, because honestly, I was disappointed in Monique when I felt like Monique wasn't remorseful for putting her hands on Candiace. So I get it. While I don't like this crusade that Wendy's on, as far as this whole Monique has let black women down, I can respect her being honest and upfront with Monique about how she was feeling and declining the invitation. I feel that with the girls, they feel like if they're in any kind of social setting with Monique, if they're seen in a photograph with Monique, that it's taking a side, and that's juvenile. And I think that when Karen talks to Candiace later on at Wendy's event, we get a glimpse into why it takes a mature adult to navigate this kind of situation, and these girls just ain't it. Karen and Ray go to see a life coach because Ray is anti-therapy. Ray, newsflash, this is another form of therapy. But if it's the verbiage that got him in the door, it's a life coach, okay? Ray says that he's at his 3rd retirement. I can respect that. He retired one time. That's an achievement. Retirement at any level is an achievement. This is his 3rd retirement. Karen, he's tired. He wants to fly down south and chill on South Beach, Karen. And I get that, but he describes that the roles have changed for them, whereas she was once Ray Huger's wife, now he's Karen Huger's husband. And that's kind of like that's a check, look, chin check to the ego, I guess, for men, specifically those who like provide on a grand scale, especially, right? Like, I'm not Big Daddy no more, I feel like he's feeling like, and it's taking him a while to, you know, get adjusted to the passenger seat. You know, the driver's seat, even though it's a task with driving, you're in control, 1. And 2, you get to navigate where we go. But once you get in the passenger seat, you just gotta sit back and ride, okay? Put your seatbelt on, baby. And he gotta put that seatbelt on, and he really ready to hit the rest stop. He is. And I get both sides of what they're going through. But what I appreciate about Karen and Ray is that they're willing to do the work and you really work on their relationship. They want their marriage. They're giving very much Nene Greg's leaks. Nene and Greg leaks. Let's work on this. And I can appreciate that. Karen says that she wants Ray to be grateful, basically, that she saved their sinking ship. And it's hard for him to articulate that. She says he's never thanked her before, which I can probably believe. And when he doesn't in the moment, I didn't expect anything more or less from Ray. I knew Ray would give her what she's asking for because he wants his marriage. They're both willing to do the work. Then we go on to Wendy and her cute little family. Them little boys is everything. And she giving them drops of breast milk, child. She calls to invite the women to the event. She messages Gizelle first, and she's so aggressive about wanting to ostracize Monique. I think she thinks that as the new girl, this gives her a fit. This gives her a position in the group because she's able to be on this whole crusade of icing out Monique, and I don't respect it. Like, make a name for yourself in a group on your own merit, not just because you totally against Monique and you know everybody else is too by default. Like, I don't like it. She calls Candiace to invite Candiace, and Candiace is with that drama, and Candiace got that lawsuit on the line, so she knows she being recorded. She is in distress, honey. She knows she being recorded, and she thought that lawsuit was gonna stick. Both the criminal and the civil catch, because you know she tried to sue for punitive damages in civil court as well. Candiace says that she's being berated on social media and how that's hard for her. Newsflash, Candiace Diller Bassett. If you're gonna get on reality TV, you are going to be criticized on the interwebs, okay? It comes with the territory. This not the first time them people been dragging you in your comments, on the blog comments. Like, come on, Candiace. You know, you put on like your skin is so thick, so why all of a sudden you can't handle people talking junk about you on the internet? This is literally what you signed up for. You are now a public figure. Congratulations. It comes with a paycheck. Like, I don't like that. She's criticizing Karen because she feels as if Karen's support of Monique is somehow her being non-supportive of her. And those two aren't mutually exclusive. Like, I can do two things at once. I can say what Monique did was horrible, but still hold her hand as a friend and support her through this. Like, and this is not mental gymnastics. These are very clear concepts to grasp. Like, it's not that hard. And the Grand Dame will explain that to Candiace later on in the episode. So then we move on to Jamal and Gizelle and the Bryant family sham, honey. This was the most cringy heart-to-heart of a couple that, you know what? I'm lying. It wasn't even cringy because there was no emotion. It wasn't even anything to cringe at. It really was just a big ball of confusion and side-eye. And like, girl, this example, you talking about Monique being a bad example for her daughter. You got 3 little girls watching this who already don't approve. Girl. First of all, this whole conversation about what she's expecting or what she wants and what she's willing to put forward in a relationship, this should have happened at the beginning. Like, before y'all even decided that y'all was going to try this again. So y'all just been doing this and y'all never had this basic conversation of relationship expectations and where are we going from here. Like, when y'all set out on this road, specifically knowing your daughters were doubtful, y'all should have went through all of this. Where are we going? Where are we headed? What is the expectation like? And not to mention, Gizelle made 50 this year, so she's like 48, 49, somewhere in there during these scenes. You don't have time to play. Not with him or nobody else. So why are y'all just not having this look, what do I know? So nothing about this seems natural. I have that in my notes. Like, it seems this man is riding in the car holding on to the hanging thing the whole time. Like, chill, sit back, relax. What is going on? Gizelle professes how much she loves him and she misses him when he's away. And Jamal says that Gizelle said she didn't want to lose herself in their relationship anymore. His response to what she said was very pastoral and reserved. And I, as a woman with feelings, I'm an emotional ass Pisces. Okay, I don't know what Gizelle's sign is. She's somewhere between a Libra, a Virgo, and a Libra, a Virgo, or a Leo, because her birthday was like in the past few months. So I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together, but I'm trying to can, y'all. I'm trying to can, but I can't. Like, she says it's hard for her to open up and express herself with anyone or talk about how she feels. I couldn't relate to this. Like, if I'm expressing my love and how much I miss somebody, like, I'm gonna be rubbing his thigh. I'm gonna have, like, especially we driving and riding in the car, if you leaving me and I'm finna miss you, I'm caressing your fade. There was none of that. And I can't talk to my pastor all the time. Like, is this how he always responds? I just anyway, so they come to some kind of understanding or agreement in the conversation, and they give a good COVID-19 fist bump. And this is the culmination of the conversation. And she drops him off at the airport. They're getting his stuff out of the bag, and she gives him a hug, but a church hug, because their privates wasn't touching. And this is my thing, like, I'm guessing, I'm making an inference here, maybe they're keeping this social distance and not getting too rubby-dubby, touchy-feely on TV because of his profession. But I feel like they get a pass, right? Because even though they aren't married now, they're married before. And if their intentions are to be together, and like Gizelle is saying, when she was looking for Robyn's ring, like, she knows they're eventually going to get married, or they're on the path to marriage. You have 3 children together. What is wrong with them kissing? Or giving affectionate hugs, or holding hands? What is wrong with that? I don't go to New Birth, y'all, so I don't know. Are the church people gonna be mad? But the church people not mad about him making babies out of wedlock. Make it make sense, Lord. So now we get to Monique's event, and she's like, nobody's here, nobody's here. It looked like a lot of people was there to me. I think that Monique has a lot of imposter syndrome. Y'all look that up. But I think that Monique is, like, that's a thing for her, and that's why it's never good enough. She's never good enough. It has to be more. It has to be better. I feel for good, sis. Ashley shows up, child, without baby D. I was looking for baby D. I knew she was gonna be pushing a stroller through that door. But Ashley shows up, and they sit down and talk, and she says, Monique tells Ashley, you know, Karen said she can't come. She was sick at the last minute. You know, the sick excuse is not really something you can prove or disprove unless Karen, like, went out and was on Instagram Live or something like they did her last season when they was on the trip. If she just wasn't feeling it, you know, I don't know. We're not doctors, and we're not her doctors. So maybe she wasn't feeling good. Monique is talking about how she wants the women to come to these events so they can see how much she's changed or she's changing. It's impossible, Monique. Stop. You hurting yourself trying to make them feel better. Not worth it. I feel like that's what got her into this situation, trying to prove herself, and them still cutting her down. Like, I'm telling y'all, what pissed Monique off the worst is when they was all laughing at her when Candiace was doing all that twirling and girling. Ashley then drops the bomb that Candiace says, or no, Karen told Ashley and Gizelle that she advised Candiace to pursue legal things about the situation, and Monique was really taken aback. And I'm just like, damn, Ashley, like, did you have to tell her that right now, today, at her event? Like, I probably wouldn't have done that, because I know me receiving information like that shit would have gave me anxiety on 10. And to me, it looked like she was about to cry. It looked like Monique was, like, really upset by that. And come on, not before I gotta go on stage and just perform in front of all these people. Like, as much as I be wanting to feel like Ashley has really done a big 360 and changed, or 180, yeah, like a 180 and changed, and not so messy and so aggressive and so, like, in the shit, that kind of stuff is kind of like, okay, now Ashley, did you have to tell her that today, right now? Like, you should have called her and told her that when you was in Surrey, or as soon as you came back from Surrey. Robyn and her family go bowling, child. This was a snooze fest. Somebody said in one of the Facebook groups I'm in for Housewives of Potomac that they fast forward through all Robyn's scenes. She said she's nervous to tell her parents about her taxes because we don't want to disappoint our parents. But her mama said she read it on Instagram, so they already talked about it. But she goes to the bathroom. I hate that. Okay, I'm about to go to the bathroom so y'all can shoot a scene without me. Shit, played out. she's going to the bathroom, and Juan asks her parents for their blessing in getting married again, and he says he thinks it's important for his boys to see his mom and dad get married again, and to see their mom and dad get married again. And y'all, you see how like my energy was just like through the roof before, and then when it come to Robyn, it's just like, shit, I'm sleepy. Her parents said they okay with it because they know Robyn not going nowhere. No, even if Juan goes somewhere, Robyn not going nowhere. So yeah, might as well. Wendy's event comes around, and all the women are arriving, and then Robyn arrives, child. That week, I don't know what I enjoyed more. It was the Ashley. I don't like it. That was so funny to me. Then Karen, when she crossed her eyes, but that Candiace spits venom. Okay, that mouth is all the chain. She's like, girl, you running from the IRS, you hiding, just pay the taxes. That was very much so like witness protection wig, like hidden identity wig. That shit was horrible. It looked like Robyn picked that wig up at the beauty supply on the way to the event. It was just a mess. I love the model of the event, the premise of the event, that whole voters empowerment, how to talk to politicians, how to demand change, how to set expectations for politicians, especially on the local level. I love the entire model of it, baby. The food was bamming, child. They had whole fish. Like, that probably was like a $50 plate. How much were the tickets? Messy Gizelle cannot help herself, and she brings up to Ashley and Robyn that Wendy reported, like, all these he say she say telling everybody business, that Karen helped out Ray, which is what she was supposed to do as his wife. So I don't understand why this is news to them, but you know, what about it? And Robyn is like, what? Oh, you need to give Juan Karen phone number so she can impart some wisdom on that man, because you shouldn't be in this alone. Like, that's what married folk do, support each other, richer or poorer. Richer or poorer. Gizelle says Karen only said that because it's a cry for help. One thing Karen ain't gonna do. Karen is many things. She is not a fool. It ain't no cry for help in this group of girls, okay? It's like you reaching, Gizelle. You just want a reason to be in her business and to lay her bare for something. And that's not her being a stand-up woman. Like, y'all need to be asking her, how do I be more like you? Not trying to ridicule her and break her down and try to act like that's something that's abnormal. Like, that's what she's there for. I feel like the inept and the dysfunction that she has in her relationship, she's trying to project that onto Karen. Karen and Ray are fine. Even though they're not fine, their communication, their willingness to work on it is what's making them fine. And them being transparent. Karen has never been this transparent with anything with this audience before, or these girls, about where her and Ray are headed, like the road that they're on. So sit back, Miss Gizelle. Karen good. She got this. She don't need no friend. Not you. You not the friend she need. Karen ain't gonna fuck with her like that. Anyway, Karen and Candiace go downstairs and talk at Wendy's event, and Karen asks Candiace how she's doing. When Candiace went on this whole diatribe about how she feels let down by Karen being so loyal to Monique, Karen's rebut muted Candiace's rebut. Candiace always got something to say. After Karen said what she had to say to Candiace had nothing to say. She was talking in circles. When you were being totally and unnecessarily aggressive with Ashley, when you were throwing butter knives and having fits and shit like a little ass kid, I supported you. Even when I did not agree with the things that you were saying, calling this girl a bed wench, like you not married to a white man, I was still supporting you. If it were you, the shoe was on the other foot, I would do the same thing, little sister. Okay, so don't try to come and make it seem like I'm choosing sides. No, I'm choosing me. I am who I am. And that's one thing that I can say in this whole situation. Karen is not being true to Candiace. Karen is not being true to Monique. Karen is being true to self. Karen is being true to Karen. And that is the maturity that all these women need. They really need to take some accountability for this whole situation, because it was all of that shoo-shoo, kiki behind the scenes, dinner after Andy's baby shower, take Monique down. Even if it wasn't a whole plot to take Monique down, all that cattiness and talking about her messing with her trainer. Gizelle, do you want somebody talking about all the salacious things that Jamal Bryant has done? I know a guy named Joseph Bryant, by the way. That Jamal Bryant has done? No. So the fact that y'all felt comfortable doing this to Monique, y'all can't then flip the script and be like, it was her, it was her. All of you all had a part in this blow up. Okay, you was the baking soda, you was the vinegar, you was the dirt and the mold and the paper mache for the volcano. Like, all of y'all were a part of this blow up that was a horrible science project. All of you guys had a part to play in this, honestly. And there needs to be some accountability in that as well. I put in my notes. Karen Huger is the Housewife MVP across all casts, every franchise, and I watched all of them except for OC, and I realized they have like pretty much an all new cast, so I might need to get up on the OC train. But I watched all of them. My favorites are Beverly Hills in New York. I love New Jersey, Atlanta. I'm holding out for Salt Lake City, but Karen really is showing up in a dynamic way on screen for reality TV for a woman of her age. Like, she is in charge of the girls, okay? Tell Della Reese Karen Huger is in charge of the girls. The women are upstairs talking about the legal findings, and check this out. You see how much Gizelle knew about what was said between the lawyers? Because Candiace, everything she was trying to accuse Monique of, wanting to be friends with Gizelle so bad, and kissing her ass, and you know, running up to her, telling her this, telling her that, you're doing the same thing. You're reporting everything that's going on to Gizelle because she's now giving you some kind of attention. Least we forget, what, episode 2 or 3? She told you y'all was going to keep it surface. She don't even like you. And look, you're reporting everything back to her. Like, how easily Monique and Candiace are being played by Gizelle. It's just ridiculous. The ladies are on like this dragging rampage. And the leader of the dragging to me is Wendy. Wendy is like, they're all adamant that Karen is not holding Monique accountable. And every time they say that shit, Bravo roll the tape where she told Monique she effed up. And you know, Karen is like, Monique is sick. Something's going on with Monique. And until we figure out what's really going on, I'm not willing to throw her away. And Wendy's like, she ain't sick. She ain't sick. Oh, so you're an MD or a PhD? How do you know? How do you know she's not dealing with something? How do you know she's not having any mental health issues? You are so adamant about being with the in crowd and dragging this fellow black woman. There's something they not realizing too. Everything that they're trying to accuse Monique of, they need to be looking in the mirror, because this is not how you handle a situation like this. Black women are not a monolith. I've said this before. We're all going to come across and make mistakes and do things that might be considered shameful or embarrassing, but it's up to other black women to continue to lift us up and encourage us through, not ostracize us, continue to create damaging narratives for us, and make it impossible for us to move forward. It's counterproductive. You're counterproductive, Dr. Wendy Osefo. Okay? Anyway, you guys, this was a pretty good episode. The people were saying it was 2 hours. I was like, damn, that's been 2 hours. But I was detangling these naps, child. So it probably was 2 hours with all this hair I got on my head. Anyway, guys, please be sure to like this video. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next week for another Housewives of Potomac review. Ciao. Let me go see what this little boy wants.